Hello, everyone, and welcome to Manifest Monday. I absolutely love sharing these stories with everyone, and today's has everything to do with this awesome Colorado hat. So, it pretty much happened over the summer. Over the summer, I really wanted a Colorado hat because we were doing some traveling and water parks, and I just think it's a great thing to wear when you're out doing that stuff. So I really wanted a Colorado hat. Being that I'm a native, representing Colorado was just something that I wanted to do. This is something I wanted to have. So one thing I'm really, really big on is making lists of all the things that I want. So this Colorado hat was something that was on my list for my Bahamas trip. There it is there. It's crossed off now because I got it. It's also on this other page here. I think that first one. Yep. So, and I kind of wrote what I wanted. And it does say mesh black. I did want a heart on it. That didn't happen, but so let me get back into the story. So it was over the summer. I really wanted a Colorado hat. Pretty much I started looking everywhere. I started going to the native Colorado stores and looking for this hat that I wanted. At one point in Manitou Springs, which is a city here close to Colorado Springs where I reside, close to where I reside, I did come across this hat, and I liked it the most out of all that I had found that far, yet I still didn't buy it. I was just, no. I really wanted one with a heart on it. But I couldn't find one, and we ended up going on the trip, but I didn't have my hat, and it was okay. There was plenty of opportunity for me to buy the hat. The hats were there. It was just that I was being extremely picky with it. Well, one night, and this was probably about 2 months ago or so, I'm sitting outside, and my roommate Shawn, I'm just out in the garage with it open. My roommate Shawn is going to pick up my son Javier, and for a moment I was like, oh, I'll go with you, and then I decided, no, I'll just stay, and oh, I'll go. And there really was this indecisiveness in regards to, well, am I going to ride with Shawn to get Javier, or am I just going to stay here? And ultimately, I finally just decided that I was going to stay home, hang out in the garage, and do what I was doing. Well, Shawn goes to get Javier, so it's just me at the house, and there's somebody walking by. Mind you, it's pretty much dark at this point. It's probably about 9 o'clock at night, and he's got a dog with him, and he stops and he kind of asks me for help. So I walk over to the sidewalk because, again, I'm in the garage. He's in the front. So I walk out of the garage to the front to where he's at. And he's basically telling me a story about how he's kind of lost in this neighborhood right now. His car broke down. He's trying to get way over yonder to get to his girlfriend. She's at the vet. And I really wanted to help him. He had his dog there with him. They're just walking. So I pretty much gave him directions to get out of the neighborhood walking. I offered a ride. However, I offered a ride in the sense that if I were able to drive you right now, that is something I would do. However, I'm unable to drive you. I would really like to help you out more, but I am not going to be able to drive you, but I would like to be able to give you a ride. And, he said, oh, not a big deal. However, can I bum a cigarette? And I said, sure. So I walked over to the garage, got him a couple of cigarettes, walked back over, and noticed that he was wearing a Colorado hat. And so I just complimented him on his hat. I was like, hey, that's a cool hat. I'm actually looking for one myself, being that I am a native. And he literally took it off of his head and went like this. And I was like, no. And he said, no, you're a native. I'm from Oregon. Showed me the tattoo on his arm and just really insisted I take the hat. I was pretty blown away because I wanted the Colorado hat, and then I literally didn't even have to leave my home. It was more or less delivered to me. Granted, I did receive it after the period of which I initially wanted it, but I mean, I'll always rock a hat like this. So he gave me the hat. Anyway, he carried on his way, but that is how I ended up getting my Colorado hat. Even after receiving it, I was kind of taken back by it, and I just started wondering all these things. So I started wondering, maybe he's going to come back and rob me. I'm the only one at home. And so he doesn't care that he gave me his hat because he's going to get it back. Maybe the hat has lice. Like, I pretty much started doing all this negative thinking. For me, it was resistance to what I had been given at the moment. So I was resisting the accepting and the giving of this hat that for me essentially blew my mind. And I think that's why I was looking for these other things. Like, there's got to be a reason he just gave me this hat. But the hat's clean. It's very clean. And I mean, I'm very happy to have it. So I initially just started to quiet those silly voices going on in my head and just accept that the universe brought me something I had asked for. And again, I love it so much because I didn't even have to leave the house to get this awesome Colorado hat that I wanted. Now, keep in mind, there were a ton of things that had happened that night. For example, I wonder, what if I never would have spoke to him? Clearly, I would not have gotten the hat. I always find it very interesting the way these things line up. And I'm sure I've said this before, but what it always goes back to is this initial decision that I make or that we make or that is made, but for me, that I've found that I make. So, for example, had I gone with Shawn that night, this wouldn't have happened the way that it did either. Had I looked at the guy with his dog and found him threatening, I would not have spoke with him. Although I'm really friendly, I probably would have anyway. But, you know, if I would have been more fearful of this situation, I wouldn't have been as open to the opportunity of which was presented and given to me. So for me, the biggest lesson I continue to come across, I would say, would be that sometimes things work out best when we're non-judgmental of the situations and just kind of allow them to be while still expressing who we are, if that makes sense. So this is my Manifest Monday story for my awesome, so appreciated Colorado hat that I really feel the universe dropped in my lap, more or less. And thank you so much for this, universe, for listening and nonetheless giving to me. So if anyone has any stories, please feel free to share them in the comments. Stories like this absolutely melt my heart and keep me inspired and really just make me smile, because for me, this is the magic in life and this is what I live for. And it's just evident that the possibilities are absolutely endless. Thank you everyone for watching. If you have liked this video, hit the like button for me. Go ahead and share it and we could spread some positivity and inspiration. And if you haven't subscribed, stay tuned, subscribe, and we'll see what's happening next Manifest Monday. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a great day.